Frank Fanon said, onlooker is either a coward or a betrayer. Onlooker is either a coward or a betrayer, unquote. There are three sets of people: those who are brave, and those who are cowards, and those who sit on the fence. I've just shown a picture of a YouTuber. She calls herself a Proco bus driver. I watched a video she posted. Definitely she's based in Germany and she's a bus driver. And we all know how it is to be a career mother. It's not easy. And she said something that touched my heart. He said, now that we 200 million Nigerians are cowards, we are afraid to talk, we are scared to our pines, we don't want to get involved, even if we have to tell lies to save our ass. And that reminds me of what Frank Fanon said. You have the brave, you have the onlooker, and you have the coward. With that, I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is NETV. We are social and global commentators. All we preach here is positive change for Nigeria. All we preach here is good governance. And all we preach here is Nigeria that will be the most peaceful, blessed, a land flowing with milk and honey, that will be a place that all will dream to live in. Although we are far from that dream, but it does not mean that dream is not achievable. Why are we making this video? Very Dark Man came out. I think he accidentally got information that EFCC and the correctional centers were involved in corruption. Most of us have known how the story is, how he got in touch with a record of Bobrisky, who happened to be a cross-dresser, how she confessed that she allegedly paid some 15 million, first of all, to drop a case charge, and that is money laundering. So she was only charged with the mutilation of the naira. It is not uncommon that institutions like the police can drop a charge before going to court with you. A police can accuse you of, let's say, assassination, and maybe at the end of the day they might decide to say, no, we're dropping this charge of assassination and we are going to accuse you of manslaughter, knowing fully well that they cannot, or they don't have a proof to really show that yes, it was a murder case. So that is why it's not something strange. But what we did not really like about it was paying to carry out such an action. A lot of people have said Bobrisky talks a lot. Probably she was just making him out. Fine. It means if she was just making him out, that does not stop the police, the correctional center, or even the EFCC to investigate and find out what really happened. She also went further to say that she was put in a separate apartment different from the prison. This is she confessing to somebody that she owed money. Maybe she just wanted to, to give a good talk or whatever it is, to appease the guy, to give him or her time, So somewhere along the line, the son of a renowned senior advocate came into the picture. And that is where hair let you loose. So this family are threatening that they are going to sue Very Dark Man, because Very Dark Man has defamed has published a material that has defamed them. You know, Nigeria is a country where might is right. I, for one, will say, let them go to court. Nothing will happen. Why? As long as the guy that sent the material to Very Dark Mind is still alive and he can say, yes, I recorded her because she was owing me and I thought she wouldn't pay, so I wanted to have an evidence of her confession of her indebtedness to me. As long as that guy would not change mouth, you know, it's a crazy world. Who would have thought that Shehu Kuti will say one thing in the morning and then say another thing in the evening? But why we are making this video is, I have not spoken on this issue for a long time. I was watching everybody until our Baba himself, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Sam, came to a public TV and made some statements. He agreed that the son and Bobrisky has a relationship, but it was like what he said. It was he or she was begging his son to help with money, and the son told her, or he told him, you cannot call me except you have to call me through the correctional officers. That is one area where the senior advocate let loose some secret. If Bobrisky called Faz and there were no correctional officer there, what does that tell us? Either what she said or what he said was true, that he was put in an apartment alone, enjoying the cozy night with Netflix and all the rest in the apartment. Because if not, if she was really in jail, in prison, there will be a correctional officer standing by to control her cause. So the senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, said, the son said, don't call me no more. If you must call me, you have to call me through the correction officer. So what does that tell us? Bobrisky was let, if he or she was inside the cell, he was let loose to do whatever he or she likes. Or what she said was right, that she was in a private apartment alone, because there was nobody to monitor her calls, to tell her you have only 2 minutes and we want to know who you want to talk to. We want to register this call. Who are you calling? What is the business of calling such a person? And Bobrisky said something, that she was calling those she trusted, which means Bobrisky trusted Faz. To what point, we don't know. But we know there was a relationship. And we can conclude that the relationship, from Bobrisky's point of view, he trusted Faz as a confidant, as somebody he could rely on, as somebody he could trust. And that has brought the connection. We want to know, what is the relationship between Faz and Bobrisky? Nigerians want to know. Is it musical? Is it commercial? You have things that you say? Or is it just a casual? Nigerians want to know. We want to know the relationship. And that's for that. Daddy Femi Falana went further to tell us his exploit. How he had given pardon to so many people, both locally and internationally. So what was he trying to tell us? That giving pardon was not a big deal. Indirectly, I am insinuating what I think he was saying, because he said he gave 900 soldiers pardon. He went to, there's an African country that he also went. He went there, he pleaded for pardon. He has been pleading for pardon for so many people. And if you listen to that tape, about over 500 people he has pleaded for pardon for. So pardon was not a big deal. So if Bobrisky was pleading for pardon, it's not a crime. It's not a big deal. But did he accept to plead for pardon for Bobrisky? He vehemently denied that he had never met Bobrisky. He had never had any conversation with Bobrisky. He had never had a contact with Bobrisky. Then why did he spend over close to 5 minutes telling us how he has given pardon to so many people? I thought he was saying those things because he wanted to tell us that I can also give it to Bobrisky. It's not a crime. I don't know why he went, or probably he was saying it to brag, to tell us how influential he is, and we all know. So, but what really is annoying that Daddy has said that Very Dark Man has defamed him, that he's asking for a pardon, a special pardon, which you have to go with the a newspaper, a radio station, put it in writing, informal, and all those stuff. I thought the senior advocate of Nigeria was going to talk about a journalist a day or two before the interview that he had came out and said that Femi Falana was a criminal. Allegedly, she said allegedly that Femi Falana was a criminal. Allegedly. How? She said that EFCC, most of those cars seized, house seized, property seized by EFCC. EFCC have to do two things: sell them to government parastatals or sell them to individuals. They are selling it to government parastatals is directly to whatever ministry that is interested. If they are selling it to the public, it has to be option C. But what Kemi Oluyore said was that there was no option C. It was through the back door that our son allegedly was buying those houses, vehicle, and reselling them. I thought Baba was coming to also address that issue. That for me is defaming, because we know Femi Falana as a man that have stood for the good of that country. Then why this obsession about Very Dark Man? He only publicized the story, fine, through his platform. You said you want to sue him, fine. We agree with him, we agree with you. We don't have any issue with that. But why are you leaving Bobrisky out of the equation? This is a man whose voice, or a woman whose voice, we all heard clearly in the recorded material. Oga, senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, why are you leaving Bobrisky out of this equation? Why are you putting the cart before the horse? Are you afraid of Bobrisky? Is there something between Faz and Bobrisky that we don't know about? We are confused. And like patriotic Nigerians, we want to know the whole story. Why will Bobrisky come out with just a crest story? If Bobrisky is lying, he should be the one to go to jail. I personally think he's lying. He should be the one to go to jail. But why are we covering for him? And finally, you said something that you are going to pursue the Very Dark Man with civil proceeding and not criminal proceeding. I was confused. I went to check. A criminal proceeding is that proceeding that the state's institution carry out against either another institution or somebody. Why the civil proceeding is that one between a particular person and another man. For example, what you said you were going to do against Very Dark Man will be considered as a civic proceeding. You're going to sue him for defaming, and therefore he has to pay for it. Then why did you say you are leaving out the criminal proceeding? Are you an institution? Are you government? Or has government appointed you? Do you represent an institution of government, which we don't know? There are many questions that we don't understand. I will beg you, sir, to please hold another press conference and answer these questions that we Nigerians are asking. And for Very Dark Man, will believe that every right-thinking Nigerian, even though we are not brave enough to come out and speak openly like you do, we should not be a traitor. And we should not sit on the fence on local. We should come out and support him, be it financially or otherwise. And that is why I'm giving you this little piece of advice. Please, the ONG that you said you've registered, it is that time you start it. And make sure that it is the face of that ONG that is in front. It is that ONG that will personalize, that you will use for your fight against corruption. So that whoever want to sue you cannot personally sue you, but sue the ONG which you represent. That way, you will be saving your skin. I tell you what, the corruption in Nigeria is so much. Buhari has said it, that if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill us. For the last time I checked, we've not been able to kill corruption. So it's corruption that will kill us. We are supporting you. And just like our boss lady from Germany said, please set up your ONG as fast as possible and let us know how we can contribute financially or morally to make sure that we support this fight that you're fighting. I would rather support Very Dark Man than be a traitor or an onlooker. Because Kamal said, to leave errors unrefuted is to encourage intellectual immorality. With that, we draw the curtain of this video. This is INI TV. We are global and social commentator. We'll ask you to please subscribe to this channel. After you subscribe, just press the notification button so that each time we upload video, it comes directly to you. And for our returning subscribers, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, but God love you most. As it is the culture in this channel. We'll catch you when we make the next video. Until then, we'll say chooks, ciao, adios, au revoir, hasta la vista. Remember, a luta continua. Victoria Asata. Bye.